Hello everyone, welcome back to the second episode of the ABC podcast. My name's Alex and I've got Brandon here with me.
Hello.
How you doing today, Brandon?
I'm really sleepy because I spent the whole night last night watching Daredevil season 1 and I'm almost finished with it, but I couldn't finish it because I have to do this podcast, so...
Oh.
Sacrifice.
I'm sorry.
Sacrifice.
My apologies.
It's okay, apology accepted.
Alright, well, we will get into some Daredevil talk in a little bit, but before...
Not only season 1 Daredevil, not even the final episode because I haven't seen that yet.
Before we get into the meat and potatoes of our podcast, I need to...
Meat and potatoes?
Potato? Potato?
Meat and potatoes.
Yeah, sure. The meat and potatoes. I need to go over a few things from our first show. So first of all, Brandon made a liar out of me because at the end of the first episode I said we would see you all next week, and then he went home last weekend so we couldn't record.
I'm sorry that I wanted to spend time with my family.
Well, I'm sorry too. Yeah, so technically...
You've met my mother. Do you want to talk to my mother about this?
So technically, because it took me forever to get this stupid podcast on iTunes, it's only been a week since the show's been up. But I feel like it's been too long since we sat down to record. So I apologize. Brandon apparently doesn't, but whatever.
I freaking...
Okay. Second thing. When I was doing my intro of myself, I neglected to mention a certain someone. I have a girlfriend, and she was upset that I did not mention her last time. What?
What is it? Are you serious?
That I have a girlfriend? Or that
no. No, she was like, well, why didn't you mention me?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Why didn't you tell me that?
I don't know.
Like, this is literally the first time I'm hearing about this.
Oh, well, now you know. Because it's my super short show.
True.
Yeah, so anyway, sorry ladies, but I'm taken. Brandon is single, so hit him up.
That was not really disgusting. No, don't hit me up. I'm like the weirdest guy you'll meet. No.
Anyway.
You know, I should start saying now, if people ask me out for a date, I should say I'm asexual.
Wait, do you often get asked out on dates?
I don't know. Maybe I'm really bad at picking up signals, apparently. But
me too.
I'll just say I'm asexual, and not just like from the belief, like literally asexual. Like I clone myself.
There's there's this Dilbert comic where Wally, who's Dilbert's weird work friend, he says he decided to give up on women and become asexual, and then the last panel is then him sitting in his cubicle with his arms stretched out, and he's like, "Divide, cells, divide." Yeah. Yeah.
Wait, does that mean SpongeBob is technically asexual? Because he does it like all the time in the show.
Divide?
Yeah, like he makes multiple copies of himself.
Yeah, either that or he has superpowers. Okay, third thing, so...
How many things do we need to, like, clarify?
This one and then one more, okay?
Okay, so 4 in total.
Yeah, 4 total. Thank you, Mr. Math Wizard.
Is this because I'm Asian?
No.
Racist?
What was I going to say? Oh, yeah, so that awkward pause reminded me. So if you listen to the first one, I'm sure there was a lot of weird stuff. You could probably hear the AC and Brandon coughing into the microphone.
Look, I just ate, okay, and when I eat, for some reason, like, it really messes up with my throat, and then you can't hear my luscious voice, so then it just sounds, I sound like General Grievous when I start doing that.
So we are new at this whole podcasting thing. We're still working on trying to be professional, and I'm still getting the hang of...
No professional.
Okay.
As professional as possible.
Yeah. And I'm still trying to get the hang of this editing software that I'm using. So just bear with us while we try to get set up. But we're trying to bring you the best content possible, and we'll see how that goes. Okay, and then last thing. So last episode we talked about Deadpool, and we talked about Negasonic Teenage Warhead.
Yeah. And
I mentioned that I thought that her powers seemed a lot like another character named Cannonball. And so last night I was looking her up because that's what I do in my free time, basically. I just look up random things about comic book characters.
It's okay, that must be
And
a lot more often than you'd suspect.
Yeah, yeah. And according to Wikipedia, the powers that she has in the movie are stolen from Cannonball. In the real comics, she has telepathy and precognition. And for the movie, they just decided to make her Cannonball, basically, but a girl.
I think the reason they said it was like they wanted to make her an actual like warhead. So
Yeah. Okay. Sure. Wait, you knew that?
I like to read like behind the scenes stuff. So
Why didn't you say that last time?
I said that.
No, you didn't.
I mentioned it or something. I mentioned that she had telekinesis like in the last episode.
Okay, I'm gonna go back and listen, and
Fine, you do it then.
And I will prove you probably maybe wrong. Hopefully.
Loser has to buy the other person tacos.
Deal.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, we just shook on it. Yeah, there's this taco truck not too far from.
Are we still shaking or no?
Nah. Yeah, there's this taco truck not too far from where Brandon lives. Yeah, at school. There. Now you all know that Brandon lives on campus. Yeah. So there's this taco truck here in Houston that I'm obsessed with, and I've made a lot of other people obsessed with it.
I think you're the first person to make me actually eat from the truck.
You're welcome.
Thank you. I had a really, really upset stomach that night. That's because I mixed the red salsa with the green salsa.
Oh.
And
Well, that's a rookie mistake.
I'm half Mexican. I can pull it in.
Well, apparently not if you had stomach problems.
It was only the half, not the full.
Okay, well, with all of that out of the way, we can get into the main things that we're here to talk about.
Which are?
Well, first of all, we are going to do a live unboxing recording of the March 2016 Star Wars Smuggler's Bounty box.
That burrito still really freaks me out. Like, he looks like a really, like, possessed duck. Look at him. He's smiling. He's like... he should be from, like, dang it, I was gonna say DuckTales.
I love DuckTales.
I know, I was gonna say, just, like, the way he's, like, just smiling at you. And his eyes are smaller.
Yeah. No? What? No.
His eyes are huge in the movie. Like,
yeah, okay.
Like,
Well, that's just to fit in with the...
I know, but it's just, like... I don't know, it's just, like, it's really unsettling. It's just, like, it's just bothering me by looking at him.
Okay, well...
Unbox,
yeah, okay.
Sorry.
So, a little bit of explanation here. So, Smuggler's Bounty is a subscription box service by Funko that has all exclusive Star Wars products. I mentioned in the last episode that I'm a pop vinyl fanatic. Actually, I think that's a website, so I don't know if I can say that without getting sued. But too late, I already said it.
Advertisement.
Yeah, there you go.
Sponsor.
Funko Fanatics, hit me up. Yeah, so they have 3 boxes. There's the Marvel Collector's Core, the Star Wars Smuggler's Bounty, and the DC Legion of Collectors. And I subscribe to all 3 boxes. I just got this box today. I don't know if we'll do this in the future because usually I open up those suckers straight as soon as I get them because I'm really excited to find out what's inside.
Who could blame you?
What?
Who could blame you?
Yeah, exactly.
It's like you get Christmas every couple of weeks.
Yeah, pretty much. But for this one, since I knew we were going to record tonight, I decided I would wait. So I don't know what's in here. Brandon.
For guys.
Brandon doesn't know what's in here.
I'm actually really excited.
So we're gonna find out. So let's pop this thing open. Oh dang it, it's taped. Hold on. Talk to the people, Brandon. I gotta grab my knife.
Okay. You know there's Susie like over there too, right?
Well, I want to use my.
Oh, he's gotta be a big shot and get his little.
Oh my god! His pocket knife.
It's gotta be a big man.
Okay.
Should I make sound effects for them? Like. Wait. That sounds like opening of the box. It sounds like a train.
All right.
Okay, so he's opening the box, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, I forgot to mention that this month's box theme is Cantina. From. Yeah, so that was Brandon's serenade. Okay, so every box comes with a patch and a pin. The patch is Greedo with a little. Like there's a smaller circle with Luke's home on Tatooine.
Oh, the one that got blown up?
Yeah. Well, it wasn't blown up. They just set it on fire. Spoilers. And then there's a pin of, what's his name? Tigran Dan.
Is that the guy that plays?
Yeah, the little clarinet player.
Yeah, he's one of the guys that plays in the band. They all look the same.
Okay.
Oh, can you talk like Greedo?
No.
Wait,
can you?
I don't know. Like a lot of times when I was younger, I would just like speak into alien languages because like I thought it was really cool.
I used to imitate Pokemon a lot. I could do that for you.
Ever, that's it. No, talk like Greedo.
I don't remember what he sounds like. You do it.
I don't know. It's just like solo shot you, but I don't know. Just like make your voice really distorted and just like get shot. Oh, he doesn't scream. He just like falls.
I don't have to because you did it for me.
That's
Wait. Okay. All right.
funny,
Okay. Who shot first?
Who shot first?
Yeah.
Oh damn. I'm pretty sure Hans shot first.
Okay, that's the right answer. I don't know why you had to think about it.
I don't know. I do remember I see. I was like, that was actually an internal debate I had with myself like a month one time.
Did you ever see that video from Conan about?
Yeah, actually I did. Yeah, I saw that.
It's good times. Anyway, yeah, let's.
Is this like the Star Wars conspiracy theory, like of just the whole thing? Who shot first?
No, I thought that was the Jar Jar thing.
What?
Of Jar Jar being a Sith Lord.
No, never mind.
Oh,
Never mind.
Okay, I don't know what you're talking
just
about.
open the box.
Okay. All right. So let's see. We got a pen with Chewbacca pen topper. I guess that's.
It's Chewbacca on the pen.
Cool. I guess.
Oh, we got a shirt.
Yeah, every box comes with a shirt.
What's on it?
And hold on, let me rip off the packaging here.
I honestly think we should make sound effects just to put in noise. Oh, it's nice.
Okay, let's see. So there's
It's like one of those wanted dead or alive posters.
yeah, it's for Moma Nadon, which sounds like something you would call your grandmother, but you know, whatever. Have you ever heard of this guy? I've never heard of him.
I'm sure he's just like character they put for the shirt.
No, but he would have been from the movie.
I mean, yeah, I doubt he's a huge character.
Well, yeah. Yeah. Anyway.
It's a cool
Okay,
shirt.
and then we got 2 pop vinyls in here. The first one is Blue Snaggletooth.
What is that, a pig?
I guess. I don't. Blue Snaggletooth. You wanna give him a Google?
Sure.
Alright. So we got that guy, whoever the heck he is. You know what would have been cool? Now, okay, so he technically wasn't from the Cantina scene in A New Hope, but you know the guy in episode 2 who comes up to Obi-Wan and tries to sell death sticks?
Yeah.
That would have been a good one.
Oh yeah, that was pretty good.
So something I want to point out. So in the first box, the first Star Wars box, there was.
Dude, this is like the most obscure character. Like, there's nothing on him on the wiki. Okay, the name Blue Snaggletooth is the informal name of a rare action figure from 1978.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Oh
so
my gosh.
This is just like some really, really obscure guy.
Well, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
And the box is a little messed up, so
Okay.
that just makes it better. He's number 69 though.
Ew.
Okay, that's interesting. Oh, anyway, so I was saying the first box, the box for the pop vinyl
Yeah.
had like it looked really cool. It said like a Star Wars Smuggler's Bound exclusive up here
Mhm.
instead of having the usual sticker, which I really liked. But the last 2 boxes didn't have that, which is pretty lame. Anyway, and then we got an Obi-Wan pop with him holding a lightsaber. Oh, I'm sorry, not Obi-Wan, Ben Kenobi. He looks pretty cool. What do you think?
Actually, yeah, I love the pose.
Yeah, I think his head is a little messed up because I'm pretty sure he's not supposed to be looking that way. But yeah, he looks pretty sick. This box is super messed up though, which is
It's also
aggravating.
kind of
but
dirty too.
Yeah. Well, what do you think, Brandon? You want to give this box a rating?
Sure. I would say I'd give it probably a 7, just because like how messed up the boxes were for
Yeah.
Funko Pops.
This Ben Kenobi pop is like really cool. Out of all the pops that I've gotten from Smuggler's Bounty, he's definitely my favorite.
But this is actually a really good box. I like it.
Yeah.
I know I got one. It had Captain Phasma in it.
Oh,
It had
yeah.
a Kylo Ren shirt. And
Oh, you got Kylo Ren? I got Captain Phasma.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You mean Captain Do Nothing? They say she's gonna do more in the other movies. I hope she does, cause I don't want her to be the next Boba Fett.
All right. We're gonna
Okay,
save the
okay.
episode 8 talk for another episode,
Just saying,
man.
okay.
Okay,
I get very
well-
passionate about these things.
Let's see. If I had to give this thing a rating, I would probably go 6. The blue snaggletooth is just like why?
I don't
Like,
know. I mean, because like it's an actual species, like what he is. It exists in Star Wars universe. I just don't know why they chose that person in particular.
well, I mean, I'm not gonna complain. It's good stuff. I love you, Funko. Please give me free things.
Or like on Twitter, like how we never win anything.
I know, right?
I swear, like most of my like feed is like me trying to retweet to get something from Funko or something. I have never gotten anything.
Yeah, me
And I feel like I
neither.
never will.
Yeah, well, we can keep hoping. Yeah, put this back in there. Okay, well, I guess that's it for Smuggler's Brownie.
We hope you visualize in your mind what we were trying to do.
Okay.
How was it? Okay, moving on to the next topic.
Alright, what do you want to talk about next?
Let's see what we have on our list. Let's go with the X-Men trailer.
Alright,
Let's go in
X-Men
order.
trailer.
Let's go in
Okay,
order.
so before we started talking, before we started recording, Brandon and I rewatched the X-Men trailer. Brandon, why don't you give us your thoughts?
My thoughts really haven't changed that much since last episode. I mean, I'm always excited for new trailers, and I think also what I did like about it is that it didn't show anything new. So
That's not true.
it's
Havoc was in
I mean,
there.
yeah, but it's like okay, plot related.
Yeah.
We got a lot of visual stuff too, but I think the most I focused on was Apocalypse.
Mhm.
Because whenever, a big baddie is the center focus of a movie, I don't know, for me, that's what gets me hyped up because bad guys are awesome. And I know, like, there's always going to be, like, complaints for everything. And I know Apocalypse, when the movie design first came to light, a lot of people were not happy. They called him, like, Ivan Ooze, or, like, a really weird-looking Ronan the Accuser. I'm serious. But I was okay with it. And I don't know. I just liked how there's like more Apocalypse in the trailer,
Okay.
and also how they did something with his voice. Like he sounds normal at times, but then other times he has like this really strange reverb thing that makes him sound like possessed.
Bane.
Yes, like Bane. But I think the best thing I saw from the trailer was like when his eyes go completely white. I don't know. It's like this is just like really creepy, but it's just really cool. I like creepy things. So I just thought it was really cool.
That's why we're friends.
Hey. What'd you think?
Yeah, it was okay.
Like I said, like I'm not really hyped for this movie.
Yeah, same. I don't know. I don't think we really talked about it too much last time, but
we touched upon it a little bit.
no, I didn't really like Days of Future Past that much.
Which I disagree with, but
Yeah, I just thought there was too many plot holes, and it deviated a lot from the original comics. Which, I mean, I know let's take liberties and stuff, but I don't know. I thought it could have been better, but yeah. So Days of Future Past didn't really do much for me, so that makes me not super excited for the new one, which is a shame because I got into comic books and all that kind of stuff because of X-Men. So I've been kind of burned by the last few X-Men movies. So
what was the last one you really liked?
Oh man,
I'm not just okay, but really liked.
really liked.
Yeah.
Can I count an animated movie? No, I'm just kidding.
Might as well, yes.
I guess. Man, I really liked First Class when it came out.
I haven't seen that.
It's worth a watch.
Okay.
I think I'm pretty sure I've only seen it once, like when it was in theaters, and I liked it then. I think if I watched it again, I'd probably be a little more negative on it. But it was, I enjoyed it a lot when it came out. X3 I really didn't like, but that's a lot of that is for personal reasons, not because of the movie itself.
So let's say, like, I feel like the number 3 with like superhero movies are really bad for you. There's X-Men 3, Iron Man 3, Spider-Man 3.
Yeah, that's very true. Green Lantern 3. No, I'm
Yeah.
just kidding.
What happens if it just happens to Captain America Civil War for you?
Oh man,
it
I
is the
would
third.
be really upset. I would be really, really upset. I might just quit the MCU
Just
altogether.
altogether.
Well, no, I keep watching Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Probably.
I gotta start watching that.
Yeah, you do. Wait, what were we talking about? What were we talking about?
X-Men, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's. Oh yeah. So yeah, I didn't like it for personal reasons. I won't go into it this time, but that would make a good topic for a future podcast.
Or just like giving your angst to how you feel wrong by all these movies.
Yeah.
That actually would be just
Okay.
letting your angst
Yeah.
go.
I'll write it down afterwards. So yeah, that's what we think about the X-Men trailer. We'll go see it, I'm sure. But
Eventually.
yeah, when does it come out? It comes out in May, right?
Yeah, May 27th, I think.
Okay, so a few weeks after Captain America.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we will keep you all updated on whatever's happening with that nonsense. But I guess that's all we have to say for today. As Forrest Gump would say, that's all I have to say about that. That was a terrible impression. I'm so sorry.
When does he say that?
He says it a bunch of times.
Really?
Yeah. Have you? Wait, you've seen? The
I've
movie?
seen Forrest Gump.
Okay.
I don't remember. It's,
No, yeah.
it's been years since I've
He
seen
says,
it.
yeah, he says it a bunch of times.
You know who always like? I always thought he sounded like
No.
Bill Dauterive from King of the Hill. I don't know why. He just sounded a lot like Bill Dauterive to me.
Okay. All right. All right. Let's move on. Let's see. Let's talk about the new Indiana Jones movie, which we know literally nothing about other than that Harrison Ford is going to be in it, and Steven Spielberg is directing or
Maybe.
producing. He's involved with it. He's probably not.
So
gonna
how
direct
old
it.
is Indy gonna be in this one?
Well, he's supposed to be Harrison Ford's real age, and he's what, like 75 at this point,
No,
something
no
like that.
idea.
He's well into his 70s. For sure.
I've seen all of them except for Crystal Skull.
Okay. All
I
right.
have
Well, let's.
no idea what
I was gonna say let's talk about Crystal Skull.
I mean, I know like the basics of what
Okay.
happened, like the refrigerator thing.
Okay. Well, I will give my unpopular opinion. I actually like Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
Oh, yeah?
It's definitely got its flaws. It's the weakest out of the four for sure, but I like it. I don't throw it under the bus like most people do. Yeah. So, what's your favorite of the movies then?
My favorite out of them? Oh, that's hard. Because I've seen them. Well, okay, I've completed The Last Crusade and Temple of Doom. I've seen most of Raiders of the Lost
Oh my
Ark, but I
gosh,
haven't finished
Brandon.
it. I mean, I know what happens. I just haven't seen it. But of the three, I would probably have to say. Dang, that's hard. Probably Raiders of the Lost Ark because it was a really good balance of humor and dark. Because
Uh-huh.
Temple of Doom is just really, really dark. Like I was in middle school and I saw like when the heart scene when they sacrifice it, I was
Oh,
like,
yeah.
holy crap, man! And then Last Crusade, I was surprised at how funny Last Crusade was. I like was laughing throughout a good portion of the movie. So, but I don't know. Raiders of the Lost Ark, it's a really good blend of both everything. I think.
Okay.
So that's my vote.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, for me, again, it's a really tough call between the original trilogy. But I think that I would have to go with. Yeah, I think I have to go Temple of Doom.
Okay.
It's that heart tearing out scene.
I was gonna say the monkey brains. Was the
Yeah,
monkey
that
brains
too.
was
That too. I remember we watched that when I had for one of my birthday parties when I was younger, and when that scene came on, we were all grossed out, but we were boys, so we were all
like, oh
super
my
into
gosh,
it.
it's so cool, man.
Yeah. So I think another time, like another sleepover I had, we had something to do with Jell-O and pretending it was monkey brains. So yeah, that was fun.
You know, I've only eaten Jell-O like twice in my life.
Oh man, I'm not gonna ask why, because why would you eat Jell-O more than 2 times in your life? I mean, I have.
I don't know. Like when I've told people that, they're like, "Whoa, what's wrong with you?" It's like everybody eats Jell-O. I'm like, no, not me. I really have not eaten Jell-O that much.
I mean, I would take pudding over Jell-O any day of the week.
Not a big fan of pudding either.
Get out. Wait, were you ever here when they had Jell-O games?
They had Jell-O games.
Okay, all right. So at our school, they had this event called Jell-O games. So my freshman year, it was out outside. Well, actually, it would have to be outside because it's super disgusting. It was when I got done. I think I had to throw my clothes away because they were just so sticky and disgusting. And I was in the shower for like 30 minutes, and yeah, I regret going. I wish I could.
That sounds beautiful.
I wish I could take it back and have not gone. So yeah, Jell-O games. If you ever hear someone invite you to that, don't go. Take it from me. It's not worth it. But
It sounds really dirty.
yeah,
Just like really dirty.
Yeah. But enough about Jell-O. This isn't a Jell-O podcast. This is a.
We could make it a Jell-O podcast if you want.
All right. Next week we will be coming at you talking all about Jell-O. I'm gonna make Brandon eat 10 different types of Jell-O.
But you gotta do it in a Bill Cosby.
What?
He always talks about the Jell-O or the pudding, one of those.
What are those?
Oh yeah, shut up.
Yeah, okay. Well, so we'll table the Jell-O discussion for next week, I
I
guess.
feel really bad sometimes that Alex has to work with me because if you could just see the looks that he gives me, it's like, what's going on with this?
I'm just like thinking like, okay, how do I like bring this back onto like the track that we're supposed to be going on?
We went from X-Men to Jell-O.
Well,
technically Indiana Jones to Jell-O.
oh
but
yeah, Indiana Jones.
you know.
Oh, okay, yeah. So new Indiana Jones movie. Yeah, there's not much to talk about, but what do you think about this announcement?
I mean, okay, you know what's I always feel weird about? I'm one of those people, when I see it, I'm like, why? Why do I have to make another one? Like with Transformers, like when they're going to do Transformers 4, I'm like, why? But at the same time, I'm still interested because I like the franchise.
You know, I used to be that way about Fast and the Furious.
Oh, yeah?
But now I'm all in on the Fast and the Furious franchise. I'm just like, yes, give me more. I need more fast-paced cars.
It sounds like you needed drugs.
Yeah, Fast and Furious, they're just good, stupid fun, and I'm glad that that franchise
There's
is
going to
never
be like
die.
literally 1,000 of them.
Yeah.
By the time that Vin Diesel was like really old, it'll be like Fast and the Furious. Like,
I want a Fast and Furious manga. I want an anime adaptation. I want
a video game.
Yeah, definitely.
Or console and app. Just play it on the bus.
Yeah, I want to play it on my Ouya. I want a VR version.
Or you could just drive your car in real life like that. But
Indiana Jones.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, I've never seen any of Fast and Furious. There are like, how many of them at this point? 7?
Yeah.
Not seen one of them.
Okay, well, I mean, it's not like they're cinematic masterpieces that you have to see. They're just entertaining.
But back to Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I'll watch it. Because with Indiana Jones, he does basically everything and anything with mythology and legends and history. So, in a way, I'm excited to see where they go with.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I think, I mean, we all knew it was coming.
Although I'm surprised though, because he wanted Han Solo to die though, and because you've heard it like on the internet, like people talking about how he wanted Han Solo to actually die in the original franchise.
Yeah.
And then he got his wish.
Yeah.
Spoiler
Spoilers.
alert. Dang. I won't get in trouble with this spoiler. But I'm not.
Whatever. That movie.
I'm just surprised though, like he's coming back to act as Indy. So
he probably just needs a paycheck. He's like, oh dang it,
he was like the highest paid actor in Star Wars.
Was he really?
I think so.
Interesting. I guess that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that actually makes a lot of sense. But yeah, I think a new Indiana Jones is gonna be cool. Like I was saying before Brandon so rudely interrupted me, we all knew it was coming, and so Harrison Ford isn't getting any younger, so they need to come out with it before it's too late. But my question is Shia LaBeouf going to be in it? Because that's the burning question that everyone wants to know. I say,
of course he is.
That's what I was going to say.
Oh, what? Are you serious? Oh my god!
Yeah, why not? I mean, like, he's like, they can't just, okay, spoilers for Crystal Skull. They can't just say, like, oh, Indy has a son.
Wait, what?
Oh, dang it! Oh, okay, well, now I'm gonna have to figure out the bleeping out.
We can beep it out. We can beep it out. I think so. Or just tell your mom not to listen to this one. Did she listen to the last one?
I don't know. I don't.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. So.
Well, now
Well, yeah. Now everyone knows.
That makes, okay,
Shia LaBeouf's the
that
Indiana
makes
Jones
sense
kid.
though. That does make a lot of sense actually. Wait, who was the mom? Was it the girl from Lost Ark?
Yeah.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense too.
Yeah. So they can't just like say, "Oh, you have a son," and then not bring him back unless. What?
Well, you know how Shia LaBeouf is like, just do it. Okay, you get it. Okay, sorry, inside joke. I had to tell him.
Yeah. So I feel like if they just try to come up with some cop out like, "Oh, he's off in Africa, like raiding a tomb or something." Segue for Tomb Raider in a second, but yeah, if they just come up with some cop out like that, I would be pretty disappointed.
I agree too. Yeah. So Shia LaBeouf, please come back to acting.
Yes, please.
I mean, if you want to like do the dance number you did in Elastic Heart and Sia's music video in the movie, sure you can do that too. Just come back. Believe it or not, we actually do miss you. I really like Shia LaBeouf as an actor. I thought he was pretty good.
Yeah.
So I miss him a lot.
Yeah, good old Even Stevens. Those are the days.
Yeah, and Holes.
Oh, I love Holes.
That was a really good movie.
That's a really good book.
Yeah, that's it.
And the movie's great because the book is almost exactly the same. Or, sorry, the movie is great because it's almost exactly the same as the book.
Anyways.
Tomb Raider.
Going from one Tomb Raider to the next one. So, Tomb Raider. Now, if you guys may or may not have known, Daisy Ridley, the person who plays Rey in Star Wars Force Awakens, who is, by the way, one of my new celebrity crushes, she is in talks to actually play Lara Croft in Tomb Raider.
Lara Croft.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
For some reason, people always like say Lara.
Yeah,
Croft.
well, people are dumb.
Okay, I'm just going off it. Okay, shut up. Wait, have you seen the other Tomb Raider movies?
I've seen the first one. I don't remember if I've seen the second one. I want to say I have. But
How are they?
Pretty bad. It's been a while since I watched it. I think I was like in middle school when I saw the first one. But yeah, definitely not memorable in any sense. Angelina Jolie, I thought did a pretty good job. I'm not a huge fan of her overall, but she did a good job in that movie. She's proven that she can do action in.
You know what should be? This could be a really good like segment we also could do another time. Will there ever be an actually good video game movie?
That would be a good one. I'll write that one down too. Except now I forgot what the first thing I was supposed to write down was.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Come on, man.
Sorry.
Okay, so
how do you think they're gonna hear that? Is it gonna be like a really faint burp or just like a really disgusting sound?
I guess we'll find out. So what is your experience with Tomb Raider as a whole?
Tomb Raider. I played a couple of games when it was on the original PlayStation.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm surprised.
Retro. I actually have my old PlayStation. Without memory cards.
You want to sell it to me?
Maybe. And I played a little bit of the latest one that came out.
Oh, okay.
I forgot what it's called.
Wait, Tomb Raider or Tomb Raider Uprising? Wait, what's it called? The new one that came out this year?
Not this year, but like
the reboot.
Yes.
Okay.
And that was really, really fun. It was I don't know, they just did a really good job with that and like rebooting the whole thing. I also like how they did a younger Lara Croft because you're not quite the experienced raider that you are, like, that she's become known to be. So you're like still in like you're still green, you're still growing. So I really, really like that. I see a lot of potential in Tomb Raider's future.
Okay. For me, my experience with Tomb Raider is 0, technically. I owned like Tomb Raider 20th anniversary or something disc for PS2, and I own the entire series on Steam. Bought it in the summer sale, or maybe it was the winter sale. Yeah, I think it was the winter sale last year, but I haven't played any of them. But
so many games, such a long time.
You have no idea. Like, seriously, if I never bought any more games, I could probably play what I have for the rest of my life and still might not be able to get done with all of them. Well,
I'm not gonna lie, that was pretty beautiful. That's like a very beautiful thing to imagine.
Yeah, well, except I'm not gonna stop buying games. I'm gonna keep buying new ones and just adding to the backlog one day I'm be able to retire.
Isn't greed a sin?
That's not greedy. That's just
A
like
little bit.
no.
A little bit.
Anyway, one day I'll be able to retire and I'll have nothing else to do except sit and play video games, and hopefully I'll be able to get them all done before I die. So fingers crossed.
Or like you're in extensive care and you're still playing the video games on your deathbed.
Yep.
I actually would not doubt it. I take it back. No, you probably would do that. Go out with a bang.
I just have to either not get arthritis or hope that by the time I'm so old that my hands are starting to go,
Or
I can get robot hands.
we can be so far into the future, you can like transfer your consciousness into the game.
like Spy Kids 3.
Never saw it,
Okay.
but I know what you're talking about.
Okay.
When they do that.
Or like I don't know, Lawnmower Man. You ever seen that one?
No.
You ever see The Matrix?
Yes.
Okay, there you go, like The Matrix.
Just think about having your consciousness in Smash Bros.
That sounds painful.
You could be the glove and you could do whatever you want.
Okay, well, I will write that down on my wish list if I ever get fairy godparents. Where's Mr. Crocker? He's not here.
Okay, what's next on our list? So we
When are
finished.
we done with Tomb Raider?
I think so. Unless you want to say anything else with Tomb Raider.
Yeah, I mean, they haven't even
'Cause it's just like-
they haven't
they
even
just-
cast
yeah.
it, so there's not really
And
much to talk about.
the whole thing with Daisy Ridley just came up right now.
Oh, well, so we didn't actually talk about it. What would you think about Daisy Ridley as Lara Croft?
I would really like that.
Yeah, I mean, okay.
Okay, I mean, to be fair, the only thing I've seen her in was Star Wars.
Sure.
But
I mean,
other-
she nailed it in Star
yeah, I
Wars.
was gonna say, looks aside, she was actually a really good actor. Like she was a very, very good actor.
I thought she carried the movie. you
Yeah.
know?
And I don't know, I'm really excited to see what else she can do. And she seems, I don't know, she also seems like a really cool person. So it just like made sense that she would be like into something like to do with Tomb Raider. So I'm like, yeah, bring it on. I want to see more Daisy Ridley.
All right, yeah, me too. I think she would be a good choice. for
And
the
John Boyega would somehow be in the movie too.
role. Okay, sure, why not? I mean, he's British, so.
Once again, the British actors taking over our franchises.
Oh.
I'm totally for it actually. I will go back to our British overlords. If
Okay,
I
sure,
would
why not?
gladly like exchange my voice for a British accent or a New Zealand accent. I've said this many times.
I like my voice the way it is. Like,
Well, that's because you didn't hit puberty in 7th grade.
that is true. All right. Well, okay. So let's move on to.
Maybe we should talk the rest of the podcast with an accent.
All right, governor.
If we ever have fans in like the UK, we're gonna be hated so
Yep.
much.
Yeah, we just lost every single British listener we had, which I'm sure was 0. So
Come back.
please, we'll buy your crumpets.
I've actually always wanted to try a crumpet and fish and chips.
The Black Lab's like right down the street. They have
I want
fish and
authentic.
chips. That
fish
is
and chips.
authentic. Have
No.
you never been there?
Okay, well, authentic. I actually want to go to London and get fish and chips,
Okay, well.
which
I mean,
sucks because I can't afford a plane ticket. I can barely afford a movie ticket sometimes.
All right, well, we'll put that on the bucket list then. Go to London, catch a fish out of the Thames River, get some potatoes and fry them up, and then we'll have some fish and chips.
Okay,
Throw some shrimp on the Barbie.
it's a date then.
All right, let's move on.
Sorry, Alex's girlfriend. I stole him. I'm sorry, I had to. Make sure she listens to this part, by the way.
Oh, I will. Let's move on. So Batman Superman premiered the other night, and
It did.
reviews are abysmal.
Is he really?
Yeah, I saw a screenshot from earlier today. Rotten Tomatoes, 39%.
I've been trying to stay away from it because I just.
No, I didn't read it.
Yeah, but I just like trying to just stay away from
Oh.
anything Batman versus
Well,
Superman related. It was
sorry.
really that bad.
That's what they're saying. Yeah, there's one guy I follow on Twitter that I talk to quite a bit. His name is Jason. Shout outs to Jason. He got advanced tickets, and he liked it overall. I trust his opinion a lot, but I don't know. Like I said last time, I
Hot
don't.
garbage.
Yeah, yeah, hot garbage. Yeah, I'm just not having high expectations for this movie, and apparently the critics agree with me.
But to be fair, though, I mean, okay, this is just me. I don't always trust critics.
Well, oh no, for sure.
Because like,
for sure.
because for me, like, and I feel this might be a little bit like judging, but critics, not all of them, but a good majority of them, just always try to find every single flaw with movies.
Well, no. I mean, okay, yeah, that's true. But I think that this is the kind of movie where you're not trying to please the critics. You're trying to please the fans. You're
Yeah,
trying to go
yeah.
for the hardcore, super gritty action, not the, thinking, romantic, story-driven, trying to send a message about world peace and climate change kind of movie that a critic would like.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, Deadpool did really good with the critics, but for different reasons that I think Batman vs Superman just wasn't trying to.
Yeah,
to get
maybe
at.
right. I don't know. Just like I don't go into movies with the critics' reviews in my mind because I know they're just again to me I just feel like they're just trying to bash the movie however they can. I know it's not their intention. It just seems like a lot of times.
Yeah.
Which is weird because like I do watch a lot of movie reviews on YouTube, but they seem different to me for some reason. It's not like that same caliber of like movie critics that you read about. I don't know. It's different for me with YouTubers.
No, I mean, there's a difference between the quote unquote professional, quote unquote, traditional
Mhm.
and trained movie critic. When I think of a movie critic, I think of a snobby guy with a monocle who goes into a movie theater and
Can you imagine
says,
such a guy watching like that in Deadpool? It's like, oh, good heavens. He said the F word again.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I think of, and obviously that's a stereotype. I know not every movie critic is that kind of person, but yeah, when I think of that stereotypical kind of person, they're obviously not going to enjoy Batman vs Superman.
I mean, it makes me sad like to hear about that, but I don't know. I still have faith in the movie. I think I'll enjoy it.
Yeah, so we're just waiting for it to come out.
Oh, did I tell you I bought a Batman shirt just for the movie?
Dang,
Yeah.
that's intense.
I accidentally bought a small, and it still fits me though.
Wait, are you going with us to see it?
I can't. No, that night I work, so I'm probably gonna watch it like the day before.
On Easter?
Yeah. Why? I'm still going to mass.
I think Father Dempsey would slap you.
I think he would encourage me to go. He'd be like, Brandon, come on.
You're probably right.
I was actually talking to him about this the other day, like movies in general, not Batman vs Superman, but because I mean, he went with us to watch Age of
Okay,
Ultron.
well, we gotta explain who Father Dempsey is at this point. We can
Okay,
talk about it.
okay. Father Dempsey is a theology professor at our school. He's also a priest as well, hence the father. But he's literally like one of the coolest people I've ever met.
He's hilarious.
Like, how often do you hear a person say, "Yeah, I went with a Catholic priest to go watch Age of Ultron"? And I don't know. He's awesome. He's hilarious. He loves movies too. He actually talks to me about movies quite a bit. And he actually he gave his opinion about Star Wars actually the other day.
Yeah, what do you think?
He liked it overall. He just didn't understand why Rey was how she became such a awesome person with the lightsaber.
I agree.
All of a sudden, so she just tapped into the Force, and then like, oh, she'd be able to beat Kylo Ren. But
So anyway, you're talking with Father Dempsey about movies and stuff.
yeah, how did we get onto this topic with Father Dempsey?
Because you're talking about movies and stuff. And we're talking about movies
I
and
honestly
stuff.
forgot how we got here.
Okay, whatever.
But
yeah.
yes, I still have hope for Batman vs
Oh,
Superman.
yeah. I wouldn't say I have hope so much. I want it to be a good movie. I want to like it, but I mean, honestly, signs are pointing to me not liking it. So I'm gonna go in with an open mind, and we'll just go from there.
Team
And
Batman. Always.
oh, for sure.
Always Team Batman.
Yeah. I mean, why is that even a question?
Ooh, you know what you should do? You're gonna go watch on Monday, right?
Yeah.
When the credits open up, just scream out, "I'm Batman." in like his Christian Bale voice.
Okay, I'll think about it. Yeah, so for next week's show, hopefully we'll
Have
tell you,
seen, yeah.
tell you what we thought. So look out for that. But we will move on now. So today I was on Twitter, and
As usual.
yeah, I'm always on Twitter. Follow me at Atari Alex. Shameless plug. But I saw this. So the Marvel Twitter account has this series called Marvel 101, where they just give you like a like minute-long rundown of characters' history. And so they've had a few for Vision and Daredevil and
I think so. Because I follow them too. I just
yeah,
don't remember off the top of my head.
a few others. But the one today was history of Daredevil and Punisher specifically.
Hey.
Yeah, and so that was interesting. But for whatever reason, I don't know why my mind made this connection, but I was thinking about how cool it would be to have a Deadpool and Punisher movie. Because when you think about it, Deadpool... What?
Sorry, nothing. Keep going.
Okay, when you think about it, you know, Deadpool and Punisher are really similar. You know,
Mhm.
they both like they're anti-heroes. You know, because they're just, but you know they kill people. They just go about it in really different ways. You know, Punisher is super serious all the time, and Deadpool, you know, makes jokes and breaks the fourth wall and talks about poop. Yeah, so I just thought that, you know, the two of them on screen together with their, you know, such different personalities would just be a really interesting and fun movie to watch. Now, I know that because of the stupid Marvel and Fox licensing rights, that if that were to ever happen, that would be a really long time from now. But it's just one of those fun little thought experiments.
That, I don't know, maybe it could happen.
Yeah, so what do you think?
About your idea?
Yeah.
Or I'd be down for it. I'd be down for anything. Like any collaboration of heroes, that'd just be awesome. Because, like I said in the beginning, I finally got around to watching Daredevil, and it's pretty awesome.
So
it's
you just
got.
get into that now?
No. I'm actually I'm going with your things. I'm so good. Because I know in season 2, Punisher comes in and Lecter comes in. That's not a spoiler, by the way. That's been advertised like 100 times. But you know, you see these like characters finally get to like coordinate with each other on screen, and you see they don't work together. They're at odds a lot of times. So I would
Like
definitely
Batman vs Superman.
Yes, like
or Civil War.
Or Civil War, every other big fight that's happened in every single comic thing.
Thor and Hulk.
Or Man of Steel versus Steel. Or Bane versus Batman.
Yeah.
Or Azrael versus Batman.
Sure.
We can keep going.
Yeah, but we don't have to because we'd be here all night.
Pretty much. But I don't know, because like what you said with the whole Fox thing, look how long it took for Spider-Man to come into the MCU.
Spoilers. Oh wait, we talked about that last time.
Yes. Even if we didn't listen to us, like it's on
Yeah, I don't-
YouTube
yeah, I
with
don't know
like
how you
over
would have heard
100
about
million
that.
views.
Oh dang.
Yeah. Go Marvel.
Yeah.
But I would definitely be down for anything with like more than one hero in it. So like, I'm trying to think off the top of my head. Has that happened yet? I mean, if you want
like-
to count like Arrow and Flash when they did that, that worked out perfectly.
Yeah, yeah. And
I still think Arrow is too serious for my liking, but
well, we'll talk about that for another time.
fine.
Well, because are you even caught up on any of them?
I mean, I saw when they worked together for like, I saw when they worked together in The Flash, and I saw when they worked together in Arrow. So I just haven't seen the latest season, okay? Because it's not on Netflix.
Okay. Well, I'm looking forward to. I'll just go on a quick tangent because I'm not caught up either. But I'm really looking forward to the Flash and Supergirl crossover, which is just crazy that they're on different networks and they're like working together. That's just. I
See,
mean, I
Fox, you
remember-
can do it. Fox, you can do it with Marvel, all right? Don't say you can't.
Yeah.
Or Sony.
Yeah. Oh, did I say Fox?
Oh
Yeah,
no,
who-
I mean it's all. I mean, because like Sony has certain rights, Fox has certain rights. So,
Such a mess.
yeah.
Dang it! If only Disney had bought Marvel earlier, we wouldn't have any of this. No, this would be a problem. But I guess
See. No, just checking my phone. Shut up.
We're super professional.
They can't see us.
But now they know.
Well, yeah, because you said something. Should have kept your mouth shut, man.
Wait, what were we talking about?
Deadpool and Punisher.
Oh, yeah. So, just a crazy pipe dream. Just quick thought that I had. Just thought I would, put it out there. In case one day, if it did happen, we can come back to this episode and say, ha! I called it.
Yeah.
I called it.
You called it. My bad. You called it. I'll give credit where credit's due.
Yeah. Damn straight.
You're welcome.
Alright, well, I guess that's all we have to say about that. So, you want to talk about Daredevil?
Yes, I do, okay, because I probably want to talk about it. So, I heard all the hype about Daredevil. So, usually when I hear, like, a lot of hype about something, I try and not make it, bias my judgment, but I don't know, sometimes it does. But I was going in this with, like, knowing absolutely nothing, just knowing that certain characters were in it. And I'm very, very happy about what I've seen. It's not just a good, like, comic book series, it's just a good series in general. Like, I like how it's, like, being done where, like, you don't need to know too much about the character. You kind of learn along the way about his backstory and his abilities and everything. But if you do know about his backstory, and you are a comic fan, you'd be very, very pleased. But I don't know why I'm trying to talk about it, like, I already saw it beforehand because everybody's already seen it by this point, but I'm just saying I'm very happy with Daredevil. I'm almost finished with season 1. Just took me a day and a half. And I'm very happy to say I will start season 2 pretty soon.
Alright, well, Brandon might actually watch something before I do because I haven't had a chance to start watching season 2 yet. And,
sorry, like, in regular show when they do that.
Yeah, I haven't watched.
You gotta watch regular show.
Yeah, it's on the list.
Vincent watches regular show. He doesn't
Well,
understand what
good for Vincent. Shout outs to Vincent. But yeah, I haven't had a chance to start watching season 2, and it'll probably take me a while to get through it, regardless, because I don't have that much free time. And a lot of shows I watch while I'm playing a game. For example, last night I was watching The Flash, trying to get caught up on that while I was playing a game, and I'll talk about that more in a little bit. But yeah, Daredevil I think is one of those shows where I really want to devote my full attention to it, not be split between it because it is that good.
I also like the hints at the MCU that they make.
Oh yeah.
They actually make some really good hints.
Yeah.
Like in the first episode, they mentioned the Battle of New York. Yeah, when they talk about how like destruction and was just coming from the sky, and that's why things in Hell's Kitchen was like it's affordable because Hell's Kitchen got messed up a lot.
Yeah.
So I was like, I don't know, just good little nods. See, that's how you connect the universe, DC.
Shots fired.
I still have faith in you.
So do you think they're gonna give subtle nods to Daredevil and Jessica Jones in the new movies?
I think so. Maybe not like super obvious. You might need to like kind of work for it.
I mean, what if just like in one scene, like you just saw Matt Murdock walking down the street? Like that would be good enough for me, honestly.
I would too. And you see he trips all of a sudden.
That's terrible.
You didn't see it coming. If you saw Age of Ultron, you know what I'm talking about.
Oh my gosh. I didn't see that joke coming. So have you watched Jessica Jones though?
No, that's after I finish Daredevil, that's my next one. And after Jessica Jones, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
There you go.
After Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., either Jane the Virgin or The Walking Dead or The Unbreakable.
Oh yeah, you should watch that.
I heard good things about that show.
That's really funny. Yeah. Well, I'm curious to see what you think about Daredevil versus Jessica Jones, because honestly, I like Jessica Jones better.
Really?
Yeah. I just thought the plot of Daredevil, like it picked up towards the end, but it started off too slow for me. But Jessica Jones, honestly, is kind of the opposite. I thought it started off really good. I was hooked like almost right away. It kind of lagged on for a little bit towards the end. But yeah, I just thought
I can kind of see that with Daredevil because like a lot of it's dialogue based.
Yeah.
I mean, besides the awesome fight scenes.
Yeah. Oh no, the action in Daredevil is
Is
way
amazing.
better than Jessica
It's
Jones.
amazing.
But for
But,
me, just
yeah.
action isn't enough to carry a show.
Because there's a lot of dialogue in Daredevil, and you need to like listen to the dialogue.
Yeah.
Which I like shows and movies where like you have to listen to what they say. You can't just like see the actions going on, or you can just look at their expression. You have to listen to what they have to say.
Uh-huh.
So I don't know. I do like that, and I understand where you're coming from with that.
Yeah, so we'll definitely be talking more about that whenever we get a chance to watch it. But do you have any more TV talk you want to throw in there?
No, this is the most TV I've like watched. You know what? I also remember hearing about people who like just binge watch everything. I'm like, that's not possible. Don't be like that. You're just being lazy. Nope, I take everything back. I am so guilty of it. I remember when I first started watching Parks and Recreation, I went through like the first 4 seasons in like a week. Like, actually, you remember when I finally watched the final season of The Office?
Yeah,
I finished that thing in 2 days. That's how serious I am, son. I take my entertainment very seriously.
Yeah, I try to. I don't have enough free time.
I just get really attached to this stuff.
Yeah.
That's why I haven't been able to watch like the last season of Parks and Recreation. I just can't say goodbye.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Let me see. I just want to give a quick mention about House of Cards. So that came out. Let's see. Daredevil came out last week, so that means House of Cards came out the week before.
Mm-hmm.
So, have we started recording? Have we recorded the first one by then? It don't.
No, I think we recorded one before that.
Okay. Yeah. Well, anyway, so I finished watching season 4 of House of Cards.
Dude,
Season 4 of House of Cards. Shut up. Season 4 of House of Cards, and it is so good. I was just so wrapped up in it.
I actually have to start watching that show too.
Yeah, you definitely do.
I need more Brandons.
What?
I need more Brandons to watch shows for me. But like in a collective hive mind.
Okay.
Like in Aliens with the Queen and Xenomorphs. Okay, this is going down a really bad path. I'm gonna stop talking.
So I'm a huge House of Cards fan. This season was it's really close to my favorite season. Season 2 was really good too. I'm not sure which one I prefer, honestly. It's kind of a toss up, but I was super into this one. I almost finished watching it all in the first weekend, but
nice.
Unfortunately didn't quite make it. I blame my girlfriend because she likes to take breaks in between episodes and stuff.
Nah, man, it's
yeah, no.
Breaks only count for bathroom or if you're gonna get something to eat.
I agree, but she's not as dedicated as I am. So
I feel like we've just been bad mouthing her this whole podcast.
She'll get over it, I think.
Yeah, because pretty soon I'm gonna be like her only friend at school. So
Ooh.
Her words, not mine.
No, I know. Yeah, so that's all I have to say about House of Cards, really, until Brandon watches it. It's really good. If you haven't seen it, I can't recommend it highly enough. If I was going to pick between watching House of Cards or Daredevil, I would pick House of Cards. Daredevil's fantastic, but for me, House of Cards is just more intriguing.
I was gonna ask, is House of Cards, is it shot with your a company or is it a Netflix exclusive?
It's Netflix.
Oh, it's Netflix.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Netflix is doing a really good job with their shows.
They're killing it, man.
I don't know. I feel like they have like a lot more freedom to do whatever they want.
Yeah. And I like the release it all in one go instead
That too, like instead of waiting.
Yeah. I mean, granted, that means you have to wait an entire year for the next season to come out, but then you can just, binge on it and then just.
That's true.
That's probably
or if you're like me, you just like wait a really long time, so like everything's already out, so you can just like watch everything through without any worries.
Yeah, sure, you could do that too.
You start to go crazy after a while, but it's worth it.
All right, well, let's shift gears then from TV
to video games.
Yeah,
I know you have a lot to talk about.
I'm gonna rant here for a little bit. So
if you don't hear me talk for a while, that's the reason.
Yeah,
but go for it.
All right, so first game I want to talk about is Plants vs. Zombies 2. So I got to give a little bit of backstory here. My sister's freshman year of high school, she she went to a private school, and so she got a new computer, and one of her friends, through some shady means, gave her a copy of the original Plants vs. Zombies, and so my sister was super into it, and she made the mistake of letting me try it, letting me play the game, and I got so hooked on that game. It was so addicting, so much fun. I played that game for hours and hours. And so I bought it again on the iPhone, and I bought it again on Steam. Yeah, so I've played a ton of that game. Are you seriously getting on Twitter right now?
I mean, we said this is gonna be like your time to shine.
Yeah, but if you want to ask me questions,
I'm still listening.
And make it a conversation rather than me talking to the people.
I'm sorry, there was something on Twitter I wanted to look at. Okay, jeez.
Was it me IRL?
Yes. I had to go back to like look at the one with Marge Simpsons, and she was like the Exodia card from Yu-Gi-Oh. And it was back to Plants vs. Zombies.
Yeah, so I played a ton of Plants vs. Zombies. So when the second one came out, I
didn't even know there was a sequel to it.
Yeah, so the second one is called, the subtitle is It's About Time, and so you are
That's a good subtitle, actually.
Yeah, because it had been a long time since the first one was released, and you move through different time periods, and each different time period has a gimmick in the levels. So when I first got the game, so the game has changed a little bit since it first came out, and I like the new way. So the second game does everything that the first one does, but better, except for two things. So it's a free-to-play game, and if you don't know what that means, so it's free to download, like you don't have to pay for the game, and you don't have to pay to buy levels or anything like that. What you pay for, the way they make their money is you buy more plants. There's several ways. So you buy more plants. So there's a lot of plants from the first game. A lot of them are really good ones. Some of them not so much. But there's a lot of plants that you have to pay for. They're $3, $4, something like that. And there's a few.
Okay, wait. Before you go on, I have to ask.
Yeah.
Are you one of those people who will spend real money on a free-to-play game?
No, I have never spent a dime on this game.
Because I know some people who do that, and they become very committed.
Yeah.
Well, they will spend dozens of dollars.
I'm not about that life.
I know some guy who like spent like $200 once.
Dang, that's intense.
Yep.
Yeah, so I'm not a mobile gamer at all. I pretty much only play my Nintendo consoles. I have Steam, but I just buy games just to have them, and I don't play them very often. Yeah, so pretty much the only mobile games I play are this one. I play some Jetpack Joyride every once in a while, some Bejeweled. There's one more. Bloons Tower Defense 5. That's a really fun game. You ever seen it?
No.
It's fun. You shouldn't play it. It's it'll take up a lot of your time. Anyway, where was I? Oh yeah, so the freemium model. So there's plants that you have to buy, or you don't have to buy, that you can buy. The better they are, the more expensive they are. I think the most expensive one is like $8, which is ridiculous. It's just, it's so overpriced. I would have, if they had said, okay, this game is on iPhone, you pay $10, you get everything, I would have dropped that money in a heartbeat. But they went with this model, and so they're not getting my money, and that's their fault. Other than the ads that I have to watch. Anyway, so there's that. But then another thing you can do is you can buy gems, which gems boost your plants and give them basically a one-time super attack. And then you can buy coins, and then with the coins, so you pay real money to buy coins, and then with the coins you can buy power-ups in the levels.
I can't believe we went from Candy Crush to this.
Yeah.
Like, cause like I know people would spend real money on Candy Crush.
Yeah.
For like stuff.
That's crazy.
And now it's gotten so like advanced, and like so much like focuses like on mobile games nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
Where it becomes it's actually like almost as big as, well, not almost as big, but kind of close to like actual like console games. Cause people spend that much like time on this.
Yeah, well, that's probably a conversation for another podcast, because I could go on that one for a long time, and this rant's going to be long enough. So anyway, so you spend real money, buy coins. Coins buy you powers in the levels that you can use to kill the zombies. Now I've been playing this game for so long that I have like 700 something gems and 100,000
Holy crap,
something
dude.
coins. Yeah, yeah. Just because I save them all up, I don't have anything to use them on because,
enough.
yeah, yeah. But with each, so they've been coming out with new content for a long time. You know, they've been good about supporting it, coming out with new levels and stuff. The newest update came out this last week, and so. But with each subsequent update, they've been making the levels harder and harder, and it's just so frustrating. It's not fun for me. And the reason this has to be it. The reason they make it so hard is because they want you to spend the money to buy the coins, to buy the gems, so you can boost your plants and have to buy the power-ups. So that you can beat these stupid levels, because otherwise, if you didn't have that stuff, I don't think it's possible to win. I really don't. I'm pretty good at the game, and without resorting to those methods, that fortunately I have enough of a stockpile that I haven't had to use real money. I've had to, without those power ups or whatever you want to call them, I wouldn't be able to beat these new levels, and it's just really frustrating. I'm not having fun with it. I'm just, I'm doing it because I feel like I have to, and because I have the means to do so without resorting to spending real money. But if you're out there, PopCap, please, this is not fun.
This is gonna be like the most passionate I've ever heard anybody talk about Plants vs Zombies.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of your games. I'm not having fun. I'm not gonna quit. I'm just gonna be honest, and so me saying that probably just contradicted all of my arguments that I just made. But it's not fun. I just need to. I'm glad I got to come out and say that it's
You took a stand.
aggravating.
You
Yeah.
took a stand.
Last stand.
We're all proud
X-Men
of you.
3.
Yes. We're all proud of you, Alex.
Thank
Stand
you.
up for the little guy.
I'm not that little.
Stand up for the little plant. You know, when I first saw the Plants vs Zombie 2, I thought it said pizza on your notebook. I was like, I didn't really would like some pizza right now.
You want to order pizza?
Serious?
No.
And I was like, really? I was like, while we're like recording, like you want to call like right now? Cause I do it, but okay. What's next on the list?
All right, so another game that I beat on Tuesday,
On a Tuesday?
no, no, sorry, I didn't beat it on Tuesday. I beat it on Friday night.
On a Tuesday. Anyways, I'm sorry.
Is Metroid Zero Mission?
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so this.
I always loved the Metroid games.
Yeah, so this is my first Metroid game. Actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Surprisingly enough, it was my first Metroid game, and I had a blast. Pun intended. Oh, excuse me.
Now he's burping.
Yeah, but I didn't belch into the microphone.
Whatever, you know it was funny. You laughed.
Did they though? That's what.
Maybe they will.
Maybe.
That wasn't even my most powerful blast either.
Anyway, Metroid Zero Mission. Yeah, I had a ton of fun with it. So my gaming habits is if there are things to collect, I will collect them. Few exceptions, like Hyrule Warriors.
Mhm.
You know about that
Yeah, I
game?
know about that.
So basically, after you beat the main game, like they give you new things to collect in the levels, and in the first level, I couldn't make the stupid thing appear, so I was I temporarily set aside that game and haven't had a chance to get back to trying to collect everything in that game, because there's a lot of content in that game.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
It depends. If I didn't have any other games to play, I would be happy about it. Assuming I get the stupid things to appear when I need them to. But yeah, I just have so many games that it's a 100-hour plus game probably. So if I did ever get back to it and I sunk all that time into it, it would just take away time for me playing other games that I could be playing. But that's first world problems.
I was about to say that. I was like, this is like, if anybody heard us, they would be like, these guys suck. Because all they're complaining about are video games.
Yeah.
We're going to be doing something about poverty, or we're going to be doing something about, like, ending nuclear weapons. Now we're going to talk about video games.
Okay, so we're gonna next week. This podcast will change to a
Humanitarian.
Jell-O / social justice podcast. So I hope you've enjoyed. No, I'm just kidding.
You don't know that. Don't lie to them.
Yeah, what were we talking about? Oh yeah, Metroid. So
I was gonna say Jell-O, just to get them back on the Jell-O thing.
What's your favorite flavor of Jell-O, Brandon?
Even 2 times I've had it.
Yeah.
The blue one.
The blue one.
I don't know. I don't even know.
That's a bold choice.
Back to Metroid. Dang it.
Yeah, Metroid. Yeah, so I went out of my way to collect everything, which, it towards the end it got to be a little bit of a grind. I found the majority of the power-ups just going through the game normally without using a guide, just kind of keeping an eye out for things that looked suspicious. And I found most of the stuff. So when I beat the game the first time, I think I had like 77% of the collectibles. Yeah. And I hopped back into the game to try and find the rest. And the rest of them, well, not all of them, most of them had to be acquired through a technique called shine sparking. You know what shine sparking is? Alright, real quick rundown of shine sparking. So, not Brandon.
Were you about to say bro?
No, I was about to say...
It's not like you were going to call me like bro, and then you said Brandon. And like,
bruh.
Brandon.
No. Samus has a...
Hey, wait, what? You went from Brandon to Samus? How did you get those two mixed up?
Bramus? I don't know. No, Samus...
that sounds like a meat.
Sure. Samus has an ability called the speed boost. So when you run in a straight line for long enough, she'll start glowing red. Samus is a girl, by the way, in case you didn't know that.
I remember that when I first found out. Refused to believe it. Because, they told me that, but I'd never seen her outside the suit. And I finally saw her outside the suit, I'm like, alright, I've been lied to. Even though I wasn't really lied to. But.
Yeah, so anyway, so she'll start glowing red. And if you push the down button, you hold this charge. And then when you push the B button, you can either shoot forward or up, or any of the two diagonals.
That's actually really cool.
Yeah.
And this is without her going into like ball mode, right?
In this game, you can do it in the ball as well.
Okay, so.
But
I'm just saying it's not like just like exclusively for the ball. Yeah,
right.
So you can do it both like outside and inside.
Yeah.
Cool.
And another thing you can do with this technique is when you do that dash move into a slope, you can hit down again to hold the charge again to make it last longer.
And what platform is this?
What do you mean?
Did you play it on?
So it originally came out on the GBA, but I had it on the Wii U Virtual Console.
Nice.
Yeah. So that's shine sparking. And so most of the last power-ups that I needed to get were acquired through shine sparking, which is it's difficult to pull off. And I had to use a guide to find out where a lot of them were, just to find where they were located. And I would try to get them, try to figure out how to get them by myself, but I couldn't do it because the shine sparking was so hard. I had to look at a guide to tell me basically step by step, okay, in order to conserve your shine spark, you have to go here and jump up here and then dash here and save it here. You know what I mean? It was a pain, and so that's why towards the end of the game, I started being aggravated with the game. And then another thing I found out was after you get 100% of the items, the final boss, when you fight him when you fight him after you've gotten 100% of the items, he does double damage with all of his attacks.
Of course he does.
So he has this swipe move with one of his claws that takes off. So you have like tanks of energy, basically. So it's so each swipe takes off a tank and a half of energy, which was crazy. So yeah, it took me a bunch of tries to finally beat it, but then I did. And so now that game is over with. I had a good time overall.
So yeah, so were you overall happy?
Yeah, no. Definitely glad I played it. I'm looking forward to playing more Metroid games in the future. I own all of the main series Metroid games except for Metroid Other M. So I got plenty of options, but
I think you should play Metroid Prime.
Yeah.
That was like one of the first GameCube games I played. Definitely also one of my favorites. It's one of the best on there.
Okay, well, you heard it here, folks. Brandon says play Metroid Prime.
Yeah. That one, along with Star Wars Bounty Hunter, where you play as Jango Fett on the GameCube, those are like one of my favorite GameCube games.
Right on. Well, if Nintendo will ever release GameCube games on the Virtual Console, maybe
they definitely should.
Make it happen. Yeah, no, they definitely should. But we're not here to talk about what Nintendo should do. There are plenty of other podcasts who do that better than we do.
We can kind of do it, like start a petition.
Yeah,
it's just us two, but we like go with different names. So each of us has like 100 different like aliases, and we'll just like continuously like send letter to Nintendo.
And they're like, oh man, there's so many people out here who want it. No, they
like Jimmy Johnson.
What?
You can be Jimmy Johnson. That could be one of your aliases.
Okay. No, Nintendo knows that people want GameCube Virtual Console games. That who knows why they haven't put them out there. But we're not here to speculate about that. We're here to talk about
conspiracies.
Yeah, we're here to talk about conspiracy theories. Do you think there were two shooters on the grassy knoll, Brandon? Wait, that's what's called, right? Grassy knoll?
I think so.
Yeah.
Do I think so?
Yeah, sure.
No,
or do you think Magneto was there?
I was gonna say it's like the ricocheting bullet. I was actually that was the thing I was trying to. I was gonna say like that like conspiracy is just like the who shot first one between Greedo and Han Solo.
Wait, back up. Every time I hear the word ricochet, you know what I think of?
What?
Mucha
Lucha, yeah! That was an awesome show.
Oh, that was so good.
My favorite character on there, the Flea.
The Flea, of course. No, actually, my favorite character was Snoopy.
Oh, Snoopy. But the Flea had a donut shop. Okay, his family technically had the donut shop, but like, there's like a secret like room behind there where like, you gotta eat 2 donuts and like to gain access.
You know what my favorite thing, or not my favorite thing, one of my favorite things about that show was that, you know how they all had like their super move, right?
Yeah.
So in the show, they tried to like make it a secret what the Flea's thing was for a long time.
Yeah, actually, that's true.
But they show what it was in the like title intro song.
They do?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, he like blows up.
That's it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know. I just thought
that's actually like one of the things I like always wondered about, because when it went off the air, I was like, we never saw the Flea.
I think there was an episode where they showed it in the actual cartoon. I think I could be wrong.
It's been a long time.
Yeah.
So. Man, nostalgia, like, wow. I haven't heard anybody like mention that since. Actually, Kevin mentioned it. Like, I'm pretty sure it was at the time, but. Yeah, most people don't mention that show. Wow.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
I've got like 5 people listening to us know what that is. Well, no, we only have 5 listeners probably. I bet one person knows what that is. Probably
watch like the 5 listeners and just like the one person listening 5 times.
It's sad because we need more fans. Please tell
you know, actually, I didn't tell anybody that I did a podcast. So like when they found out, like, why did you tell us? Like, I actually forgot.
No, I got the same thing.
Okay, I forget a lot of times to tell people things. Oh, now who's checking their phone?
Sorry, my dad was texting me. Oh. Yeah, did we mention we're super professional?
Aspiring.
Yeah.
A college graduate and a junior in college. This is the best we can do.
Okay, well, that's, oh no, sorry, I have one more thing to talk about. So, after I beat Metroid, serendipitously, the new game...
Say that word one more time.
Serendipitously.
I've never heard that word before.
You never heard of serendipity?
No, I haven't.
Oh, that's a word.
Oh,
which means good fortune. Wait, who's your English teacher junior year for high school?
High school? Junior year. Dang, give me a second. Miss McCall.
Oh, okay, that's what I thought. My teacher her name was Miss Higgins.
I know her.
Yeah, okay, so we did a thing in our class that I think none of the other English classes did, called FlowCab.
Yeah, I remember.
Vocabulary,
Yeah, actually, I remember that. Yeah, because I would always hear my friends talk about FlowCab.
Okay, so if you don't know what vocabulary is, it's these raps where they teach you vocabulary words, basically. And they were dumb, like, but they were catchy. Like, you learned the words, honestly. I can't. I mean, even if I could remember any of them off the top of my head, I wouldn't sing for you because
No, rap
can't sing.
is not singing.
Well, I wouldn't rap for you either.
Come on now. Unleash your inner thug.
No, I honestly don't remember any of the lyrics. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that was one of the vocab words, was serendipity.
Well, now I learned something new today.
Yeah.
All thanks to your English teacher.
Yep, there
See,
you go.
Education does pay off.
Yep.
Stay in school. PSA. But, going back.
Oh yeah. Wait, what were we talking about?
Metroid.
Oh yeah. Okay, so fortunately, I bought a new game and it arrived in the mail right after I beat Metroid. And that game is Pokken Tournament. You don't know what Pokken is?
I mean, I'm pretty sure I saw it on IGN. I just don't remember.
All right. Well, okay. So before I start explaining that, so I very rarely buy new games because A, I'm poor, and B, I'm cheap. So I don't have a lot of money, and I don't like spending what little money I do have. So it's pretty rare for me to buy a game like when it comes out.
Mm-hmm.
So when I do, it's gotta be a big game that I'm pretty sure I'm gonna like. And Pokken is, fortunately, I do like it a lot. I'm really glad I bought it. So if you don't know what Pokken is, it's a fighting game, basically like Tekken.
No, I know what you're talking about now. I'm sorry. I just need to remember, like...
It's a fighting game.
It's been a long... Okay, shut up.
It's a fighting game like Tekken, made by the people who make Tekken, but with Pokemon characters in it. And yes, that does sound like an ungodly mashup, but somehow it works for the most part.
I mean, they did it with Injustice, with Mortal Kombat.
Sure.
Look how that turned out.
Yeah, very true. Yeah, Brandon and I have an Injustice rivalry.
Have I ever beaten you? I think I've beaten you, like...
you beat me a few times.
I know, yeah, the very few times. And I took great pride in those victories. I do know I've never beaten him in Smash.
Yeah, that's true.
I think one time when we were playing around, it was like one night, I don't remember what, but I think we played like 7 games.
Yep.
And my win to loss ratio was 0-7.
Yep, that is a fact.
So I think he's like, if he ever wants a confidence boost, like he's feeling down one day, he can like ask if I want to play Smash, and he'll just feel better by like beating me every time. And I try with what I can. I just have really bad skill.
Yeah, I've just played a lot of Smash. So yeah, before I guess I really get into this game, I'll go ahead and compare it to Smash since we were talking about it. Overall, I have to say I like Smash better. Smash is just so much simpler that for a casual player like me, the kind of guy who's never gonna try to get good enough to enter a tournament, that the simplicity of Smash to just be able to pick up and play. I know when I push these buttons that Mario will do these things. That it's easier and more enjoyable for me, and I can just overall get better at Smash a lot more easily than I could at Pokken. Yeah, so I don't see myself putting in the amount of time into Pokken that I put into Smash. Fun fact, before I got here to record today, I was thinking about the comparison between Pokken and Smash, and that made me think about how many hours I put into the 3DS version of the game. You want to guess how many?
Do you want to guess?
Yeah.
Double digits?
Yeah.
I'm going with...
Well, I'm sorry, no, not it's more than double digits.
More than double digits.
Yeah.
150.
Higher.
Are you serious? 100 and 170.
Higher.
200?
Lower.
180.
190.
Oh my gosh, man.
Yeah, that's just 3DS version.
See,
too.
this is
I
why I
have the
was
Wii
talking
U
about, like,
version.
I wasn't kidding when I said put your consciousness into video games. So you can just, like, live into video games.
Like Wreck-It Ralph.
Never seen it, but yes.
Bruh,
I know, I'm sorry.
that's like one of my favorite Disney movies.
I know, I'm sorry. Speaking of which, I don't know, real quick tangent, Disney movies. Have you seen Zootopia?
Nope. I haven't
been-
seen Good Dinosaur.
I haven't either. But I've been hearing really good things about
Yeah,
Zootopia.
me too.
Gotta watch that.
Yeah, yeah.
It's on my to-do list.
Me too. There's a lot of movies on my
Yeah.
need to watch list.
Probably
I
not
didn't
as
see any of the Oscar nominees this year, which was the first
yeah?
time in a long time that happened for me.
I was actually surprised I saw a couple of them.
Which ones?
Besides Star Wars.
It wasn't nominated for Best Picture.
It had some, like, nominations. And
Well, I meant Best Picture.
Okay, I think the one that I can think of the most is Spotlight.
Oh, okay.
I actually saw Spotlight.
Okay, well, let me ask you, as a Catholic, how did you react to that movie?
You know what? It was actually what I liked about the movie. It wasn't aiming to offend Catholicism.
Okay. Catholicism?
Catholic. I always have problems with words. I again, just like the last episode, I didn't have a lot of sleep last night because I was up until 5 watching Daredevil.
He's also a convert, so I think that probably
Yes.
has something to do with it.
No, I know how to say the word. All right, just shut up. Anyways, but it wasn't looking to bash the Catholic faith.
Uh-huh.
It was more focused on the history and the story behind the scandal about what happened.
Okay.
And because again, both you and I were communication majors,
Mm-hmm.
so also like looking at this from a standpoint, it was something that they felt they had an ethical reason to do so.
Uh-huh.
And again, like if you watch the movie, it's not a movie about trying to show hatred towards the Catholic Church.
Uh-huh.
It's just again telling the story about what happened during that time when
Okay.
it was they're looking into the sex scandals in Boston.
Uh-huh. Yeah, so when I was watching the Oscars, I hadn't really heard, I don't think, anything about this movie beforehand. So, they were showing clips from the movie, trying to, just, throughout the course
Yeah.
of the thing. And, it seemed really interesting to me. And so, but I was worried about, like, oh, they're just going to be putting Catholics in a bad light.
Yeah.
But
In a bad spot.
yeah. Yes. But yeah, hearing you say that definitely makes me want to watch it even more.
You should.
I already wanted to watch it, but now
It's a hard movie to watch as a Catholic because
Right.
like these things did happen.
Uh-huh.
But I also see like some reviews on like some of the Catholic things that some Catholic websites that follow,
Uh-huh.
and it was actually almost unanimous that they said like this is not a movie that's trying to denounce the faith or anything. They just are telling you about what happened with the incidents there, and then they even acknowledge like this is something that needs to be talked about.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
definitely, if you haven't seen Spotlight, watch Spotlight.
Okay. Well, I will have to get on that in addition to 100 other movies that I said I need to watch.
I'm pretty sure my list is longer than yours.
Probably. That would be another good topic for a podcast.
How
Just-
long? Like, does like we each make a list of movies we
No,
haven't seen?
you don't have a list. I have the actual list.
I actually think I have 3 different lists. 'Cause I just like it comes to my mind and I just start like writing it down,
Uh-huh.
and then like I stop, then I make another list because this conversation happens multiple times.
Yeah.
So I have multiple lists. I just need to like combine them together at this point.
Yeah.
It's probably gonna be like the cartoons when they just like show the really 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 long list. It's gonna be like that.
All right. Well, we'll have to do that at some point. But what were we talking about?
Before this,
Pokken.
yes.
How? Whatever. I'm just gonna stop questioning it. Yeah. So Pokken. Yeah, Pokken's a lot of fun.
That should be like a game we give to listeners, like how often or how many tangents do we go off in one episode.
Yeah, Pokken is a lot of fun. Let's see. Well, I'll start with my issues with the game. First of all, the roster is not very deep.
Really?
There's let me
I would think for a
math real
Pokemon
quick.
game it would be pretty big.
Yeah, there's 16 playable characters.
That's it?
Yeah, and 2 of them are repeats, sort of. So there's Pikachu and Pikachu Libre,
No.
which is, if you don't know, that's Pikachu in a luchador's mask. He has a completely different moveset, so they're not not like just like a palette swap or
Yeah.
anything. It's a real different character.
It's not just a reskin.
Right.
Yeah.
And then there's also Mewtwo and Shadow Mewtwo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But even still, then like, is Shadow Mewtwo like does he have his own different?
Yeah, no,
Okay.
they're both completely different.
So I see what you mean though, but yeah, it would be nice, especially with Pokemon. You could have so many different
Yeah,
options.
yeah. So that's kind of surprising, a little disappointing.
Like a Slowpoke. Can you imagine fighting with a Slowpoke
That would be interesting.
or a Snorlax?
Yeah.
An hour-long fight.
Yeah. So this game has been out in Japan for a while, both in the arcades and on console. So DLC for the game is not very likely. I feel like if they were going to do that, they would have at least announced it over there, if not already implemented it. So yeah, we're kind of stuck with this shallow bench, at least for the first.
Is there a campaign for the game? Or,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, there is, and I'll get to that in just a second.
Because that's like, I guess the number one issue I have with fighting games. Because I feel like fighting games, they're more fun when you have other people around or you play online. And a lot of times the campaign is a little bit weak because it's not a very long campaign. For a lot of times, because when I play video games, I get really invested into the story. Like gameplay is very, very big for me as well, but the story is also a big part for me as well too. So with fighting games, I don't know. I know not all the times, but sometimes they have a bad reputation of being, just focusing on the gameplay and not on the story.
Yeah, well, I mean, have you ever watched the story of Injustice?
Yeah, it's like Injustice, like they have a very, very good story.
Yeah, and so does the two Mortal Kombat games, or Mortal Kombat 9 and Mortal Kombat X,
Yeah.
which they're made by the same studio, so that makes a lot of sense. Yeah,
And like Soul Calibur, like they have good storylines.
They have a storyline. I don't know if I would call it good.
I see, and then that's where I'm getting at. Like some of them are good, some of them are like.
Yeah, well, I mean, Marvel vs. Capcom 3 doesn't even have a storyline. It's just like do a bunch of fights and then fight Galactus at the end.
Yeah.
That's I don't think anyone would dare call that a story.
See, yeah.
Yeah, but anyway, yeah. So I'll get to the story in a second. I just wanted to say that I would be surprised if there wasn't a sequel to this game.
That was actually my next question. Like, do you think this is like it did a good enough job to get a sequel?
Yeah, I mean, we haven't gotten any sales numbers for the U.S. For the Western regions yet, but from based on what I've been hearing, it's been getting fairly positive reviews. Yeah, so I think that a sequel is definitely likely. I hope we get one because I want to see more characters in this game. Yeah, there's plenty of options they could choose from. Obviously a lot of them wouldn't work, like I don't know, Caterpie. I don't know how they would make that into a fighter. If they could,
Why not?
awesome. Yeah,
You can make Caterpie.
sure. Why not? I mean, yeah, why not? But
Maybe.
anyway, I was thinking last night in the shower about who I would like to see in the game. One thing I was disappointed in is they have a grass type starter, 2 fire type starters, but no water type starters.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it was really weird. So I think Blastoise could work. I think it would be a little clunky maybe, but I'm sure they could make it work. For Alligator would be a good choice, but Greninja would be the most obvious one. I don't know why they didn't put him in the game. If the argument is because he's in Smash Brothers and we don't want to cross those universes over. Well, Charizard's in Smash and this game, so that doesn't make any sense.
To be fair though, he's a staple Pokemon though.
Well, yeah, but I mean Greninja just like I don't know.
I mean, you have a good point there. Just like he's just like along with Pikachu, he's just one of those like.
Oh yeah,
Pokemon you
Pikachu's in there
always have to
too.
see. I mean, of course he is. You can't have Pokemon without Pikachu.
Yeah, so that's. I mean.
Ooh,
Yeah,
imagine fighting as a Magikarp. You would have some really good dodging moves, wouldn't you? Like,
Jump,
yeah.
Yeah. So let's see. Other than the small roster, my other big complaint is their phase shift mechanic. So Brandon's giving me this look that he doesn't know what I'm talking about. So I'll explain. So you start off the battle in what's called field phase, and so you run around in this arena in a 3D plane. So you can move all around the arena. But once you hit your opponent or they hit you with a strong enough attack, it'll switch into what's called the dual phase, and then it becomes 2D, and then you can only move, on 2 dimensions instead of 3 dimensions. And it's really, I don't know. I wish they would have picked one or the other.
That's kind of odd.
Yeah, it's weird. And it's not bad, and you get used to it.
But it's because it just it shifts the perspective.
Yeah,
So-
yeah, and your moves become different too.
Yeah,
So
that's what I
okay, so one thing I didn't mention. So like in a Street Fighter, a lot of your moves are button combination presses. So you have to do like quarter circle and then light punch, and you'll do something, and then you do quarter circle backwards and high kick, and you'll do something else. So you have to do a bunch of those things. For Pokken, all it is a button, directional input, and then one of your 3 attacking buttons. So that gives you 12 different options. Well, theoretically you have 12 different options for each of the 4 inputs, and then each of the 3 attacking buttons. But then it's doubled because you have 2 different phases. They're different, and then. Bringing back to Charizard, he has this move where he'll fly in the air, he'll hover off the ground a little bit, and then all of his moves become different too. So he has a ton of moves, and it's a little not complicated. It just takes some memorization to get good at. Okay, when I push these buttons, then it does this. Which I just don't have the patience to learn. Which is another thing I like about Smash Brothers. Like I was saying earlier, when you do Ike's side B, it's this charge move, and dash forward and hit your opponent in front of you. You always know what's gonna happen. You don't have to think about which buttons go together. It's really straightforward. And Pokken is, I heard someone. I forget if I read it or said it, that complexity does not make a game bad. It can make a game better, and I agree. If it was too simple, then it wouldn't be challenging. It wouldn't be fun. It wouldn't. You couldn't have crazy tournaments that would go to.
So all it would be just button mashing.
Yeah. Well, that's what I do.
Yeah, but just it would become literal button mashing.
Yeah.
So there's no strategy involved with it.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. So I think that complexity is a good thing. For me, it's a little too complex. Probably not as complex as a Street Fighter game.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
I never got into Street Fighter.
Yeah, me neither. Actually, I don't think I've ever played Street Fighter before.
I played maybe twice in my life.
Yeah. But yeah, it's definitely it's more accessible than Street Fighter, just not quite as accessible as Smash Brothers. But it's still fun. If you have a Wii U out there, you're sitting on the fence, it comes with my seal of approval. If you have Amazon Prime or Best Buy Gamers Club Unlocked, then you get that nice 20% discount, which I took advantage of. So that definitely helps out.
Nice.
Yeah. But that's pretty much all I have to say about it. Brandon and I, I'm sure at some point we'll play the game together. And
He's probably gonna kick my butt.
Yep.
And I'll ask for another rematch, another rematch,
Yep.
another rematch. I can only imagine if we did a fighting game, drinking game kind of thing. Every time the person loses, they have to drink. I'd be drunk by the first fight.
Yeah. So, you have anything else you want to talk about?
Anything else? I'm trying to think off the top of my head. I think we've covered a good amount for this week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, then let's move into our. Oh, we don't have any listener questions this week, sadly.
To be fair, it was just the first episode.
Yeah, but if you're listening, please send us either suggestions for things you want to hear us talk about, questions about things that we have talked about, or questions about us, or questions about
Or
something
thoughts
that's
about
happened.
things.
Yeah, just send us anything you want to. The email address is abcpodcast92@gmail.com. So we don't have anything to talk about that on that segment for this week, so we'll move into our last segment, fanfic fights, or the Kevin segment.
Oh, we actually said it? Oh my gosh. You better hope he doesn't listen to this because he has like the biggest head ever. The Kevin segment.
That's what he told. That's what you said. Okay, so I think Brandon mentioned it on our last episode, but we have a friend named Kevin, and whenever we would sit down for breakfast in the morning, he would be like, just out of nowhere, he'd be like, "Who do you think would win in a fight? This guy or Ultron?"
It's
It was always Ultron.
It's like, think about like if you have a younger sibling, older siblings, what I'm saying is, when your younger sibling would come and ask you like, who would win in this fight, this one or this one, or who would win in this, and they would like just give you this random combination, like I don't know, Batman versus George Washington, and like they would ask you who would win between that fight. It was kind of like that.
Yeah. Now for this segment that we're doing, I'm trying to make them a little more themed. At first, at least. I'm sure if this goes on for long enough, I'll run out of ideas, and I will end up doing Batman versus George Washington or something along those lines. Maybe George Washington versus Abraham Lincoln. That would be a good one.
Maybe.
I'll write that down. But for this week, we have Jaime Reyes, aka the Blue Beetle from DC Comics, versus Rex. Oh shoot, what's his last name? I didn't look it up. Is it Reyes? I don't think it is. Generator Rex. You ever watched Generator Rex?
No.
Okay. Do you know? Have you ever even heard of it?
I heard of it. Let me look this up real quick.
All right. So
keep talking.
Yeah. Okay. So for the listeners out there who never heard of Generator Rex, so it's a cartoon on Cartoon Network. Was a cartoon on Cartoon Network, created by Man of Action, the same guy who created the Ben 10 cartoons, which is one of my top 5 favorite cartoons of all time. I love Ben 10, and we will talk about that at some point in the future. I guarantee it, because I could talk about Ben 10 all day long. But Generator Rex, so he's this kid, teenager. So in the show, there was this cataclysmic event which released all these nanobots into the atmosphere and infected a lot of people. And the people who were infected basically became what they call. Eventually, what would happen is the nanobots would I think they would overreact or something like that, and they would turn these people into monsters, which there was this government agency that was built to fight them. The monsters were called Evos. And Rex's power, he was infected with the nanobots too, but what he could do was he could drain the nanobots from the people's bodies. And he could also turn his body parts into these giant mechanical things. So he had giant fists, he could turn his legs into a motorcycle, he had he had a bunch of other things, but those are basically. Oh, he had a jetpack kind of thing. So, yeah. So he could. Those were his powers basically.
I gotta watch that then.
Yeah, it's really good. It's not very long either. I think there's only 50-something.
Yeah, I saw when I was looking it up, it only had it was only on air from April till January.
Really?
Yeah. So
That short?
That's short.
Dang. Well, anyway, yeah, so Generator Rex, I really like it, and now Brandon's going to pick who he wants to
I'm going with Jaime
champion.
Reyes.
Not surprised.
Because I didn't know anything else about the other guy. But this time, you're starting, because I started last time.
I'm starting.
You're
okay.
starting this time.
Alright, so, before we start our arguments, we have to tell the people who Blue Beetle is.
Okay, so Blue Beetle, and I'm going to need you to correct me, because right now my brain is going off three different pistons. But Blue Beetle is a character in the DC universe. There's actually, how many generations? There've been 2 of them, right?
3, I think.
3?
I think so.
I always get them mixed up. Usually because it's I usually get them mixed up with the Flash generations, because I know there are 3 primary Flashes. But the mantle of Blue Beetle has been changed a few times, and the current Blue Beetle at this moment is Jaime Reyes. And if you guys have watched the Cartoon Network show Young Justice, which you should definitely watch it.
Also, one of my top 5 favorite cartoons.
Good choice. He is one of the prominent characters on that show. So, a little backstory about Blue Beetle. He was...
Are you talking about the original or Jaime?
Jaime Reyes.
Okay.
So, Jaime Reyes, Blue Beetle. He was... I forget how old he was. But one day, as almost all superhero origins start, he discovers this blue scarab. Literally how it sounds like. He just discovers this blue scarab. And instead of like walking away, he walks towards it, as all superhero origins do. And
I mean, what would you do if you were in that situation?
go home.
Bad choice.
And so he comes across the beetle, and the beetle ends up latching onto him on his back, and it fuses into his spine. And the beetle, the scarab, is of alien technology from the alien race, the Reach. And so what ends up happening is that he becomes fused with the scarab, and the scarab becomes this body armor. I was gonna say like living body armor, because technically the scarab does have consciousness, right?
Yeah.
So it becomes this like almost living body armor that Jaime can use, and it grants him like, I think he has like one of the biggest power rosters like of superheroes, because he can kind of like how Alex mentioned with his guy. Jaime can turn his most of his body to like almost anything. He can like turn his hands into different types of cannons. He can form a cannon in his chest. He can fly. He has different modes of transportation. He can emit frequencies. I think he has like shielding too. He has just a whole bunch of stuff. And what else am I trying to say? He's a prominent member of Teen Titans, right? He's mostly a Teen Titan.
Yeah. Oh, he's in Batman Brave and the Bold too.
He
which
was
is another excellent cartoon.
very true.
I think I'm pretty sure all the cartoons we talked about in this one, we talked about the first one.
Yeah, we have.
Except maybe Ben 10. I don't know if that one.
We didn't mention Ben 10. Ben 10.
Anyway, okay, so we're gonna have
So
a
that was just a little bit
long
of,
cartoon discussion at a future point.
But that was just a little bit of the Beetle.
Yeah.
So now we can start our argument.
Okay, so I will concede that Blue Beetle has a superior projectile arsenal.
Okay.
But I think hand-to-hand combat, Generator Rex, I'm just going to call him Rex, I think he wins hands down because he has giant fists.
That's it?
He's giant. Have you seen his fists? They're like, the fists themselves are probably like 5 feet long.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So he matches him in terms of mobility. He has the jetpacks that I mentioned and the motorcycle type leg things. I don't think I think Blue Beetle can only fly. I don't think he has any kind of like wheeled mode sort of thing.
I don't think so either.
I mean, he probably could if he wanted to. I just don't think it's ever been shown in any of the cartoons or whatever. And I would also argue, now this is speculation on my part, but I think that Rex could use his power to absorb the nanobots, to interfere with the Scarab's technology, to shut it down or cause it to malfunction in some way that would render Blue Beetle powerless, at least temporarily. That's all I ask.
Okay. So that was actually a fair argument. I would have to say that I don't think he would win hand-to-hand combat, because now, can I draw these sources from only the comic, or can I also do it from the show too?
I mean, I'm drawing my Blue Beetle knowledge from the show, so.
Because if you've ever seen Young Justice, he goes head to head with Black Beetle. He's literally what it sounds. He's a black version of Blue Beetle. Many times, and Black Beetle is probably like one of the strongest in that show. He went head to head with Mogul. He went head to head with Superboy. He went head to head with a lot of the main, I don't want to say main characters. He doesn't really fuck the main characters that much, but he displays amazing strength a lot of times. He's definitely one of the strongest in the show. And Blue Beetle, he was able to actually stand up with him for a good amount of time. Like the first time they fought, he was able to actually stand up to him.
But he lost.
No, he didn't. It ended in a tie.
If you don't win, then you lose.
That's bullcrap. Anyways, so Blue Beetle can turn most of his body into almost anything. Like I said before, he can turn his hands into different types of cannons. He can fly either with a jetpack, or he can create wings for himself. He can create these staple guns. He can like turn. He pretty much one time turned himself into like a giant gun. He fused his hands together and became like a giant gun. So his things are like endless.
Rex can do that too.
I'm not finished yet. And just like almost anything you've seen his like suit can do, he can do. And also another thing is that his armor talks back to him. So he has like what was I gonna say? At first, it was like more like parasitic, but like it become like more symbiotic at this point, where he can like collaborate with the scarab on his body to create different scenarios and percentages to see like what they can do to achieve success. And he can also temporarily go into this mode where he will give armor control to the scarab, so the scarab can unlock things that Jaime can't, because his consciousness sometimes fights back against the scarab. So when he does that, he can gain access to different types of reach technology that he wouldn't be able to if he was just in his regular self. And also with the whole interference thing, I think only very, very few things can interfere with scarab technology. I know it's happened a couple of times in the show. I just don't remember off the top of my head what they've done with that.
Okay. Well, I mean, I know that one's reaching on my part a little bit because
Reach.
because we don't know. But I mean, we. Oh, by the way, I just looked it up, and Rex's last name is Salazar.
Oh, two Hispanics.
Yeah.
Nice. Represent.
Um,
Also, I also like to put in that Blue Beetle's limits have never been reached.
well, neither is Superman's limits. So, oh my gosh. Yeah. So we made our arguments. So write in, tweet us, let us know who you think would win in a fight, who you think won our argument. Again, the email is abcpodcast92@gmail.com. Please let us know anything you have to say, and we will read it on air if it's applicable. But that's it for us this week. Brandon, you want to give us any closing thoughts?
Any closing thoughts? Watch Spotlight. Go watch Batman vs Superman. Just support it. I mean, we finally get a movie with Batman fighting Superman.
Yeah, and you also want to be able to listen to our next podcast when we spoil the crap out of it.
Oh, so we're actually going to spoil?
Yeah.
Okay. You heard it here.
Full spoilers.
Alert. And that's basically about all I have to say. What about you?
Do you want them to follow you on Twitter?
I thought you were going to put your any thoughts. Okay, I'm sorry. Anyways, again, you can follow me on Twitter. I have to spell it out for you guys because I cannot pronounce it. I don't know why I agreed with my friend to like make this Twitter name, but you can follow me on Twitter at MEGSIKOUICOREAN. So basically, Mexico Korean. And you can also follow me on Instagram at bpark121995. And you can find me on Facebook at Brandon Park. I wouldn't recommend Facebook though, because I just post a lot of dumb stuff that I see. So Twitter's probably your best bet. You can do Facebook, but I probably won't friend you. What about you?
Let me see my closing thoughts. Yeah, definitely see Batman vs Superman so you can hear us talk about it for the next show. Watch Daredevil and House of Cards because I'm gonna be getting into Daredevil soon, and we will probably spoil that too whenever we both get done with that.
True.
Watch Ben 10 and Young Justice and Batman the Brave and the Bold.
Just watch all of Cartoon Network. Old
I don't know
Cartoon
about that.
Cartoon Network was my childhood, man.
See, I didn't have cable when I was growing up.
Neither did I. I had to work to watch this.
No, for me, it was all about the WB cartoon.
No, that was me too.
Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, the Batman,
Jackie Chan Adventures.
Jackie Chan Adventures. Oh!
One of my favorite shows of all time, Jackie Chan Adventures.
So Asian.
Yeah, because we finally had a cartoon about Asians.
Wait, what was your favorite season of Jackie Chan?
Jackie Chan? I would have to say probably the Demon Sorcerer ones.
Second season?
Yeah.
Okay.
There were only 4 seasons, right?
I think it was 5.
Let's see, it was like Talisman, then the Demons, and then
when the Talisman spirits went into the animals.
And then the Oni masks.
Yeah.
And then
there's another one where
where Shindu's son came. That's right. So yeah, 5 seasons.
Yeah. You're so nerdy.
I know. I'm proud of it too. I always wanted an uncle like Uncle.
Uncle!
One more.
You know what my sister and I still say to each other all the time? So
What?
there's this part in the show where Jade, who was Jackie's niece, so I think this was in the commercials, where she got into a car or a taxi with Uncle, and Uncle says to Jade, he's like, "So Jade, how was your day at school?" And she goes, "Peachy," but like really sarcastically.
Yeah, yeah.
So anytime my sister and I ask each other, "How was your day at whatever?" we'll say "Peachy."
What I got from that show is how to say "aya," and it turns out it's an actual thing that Chinese people say. I work in a Chinese restaurant, and in the back I hear "aya" like 20 times a day, and so like it came over to me. So a lot of times I'll drop something, I'm like "aya."
What were we talking about? Oh yeah, watch
Cartoons.
Injustice.
Yes, watch cartoons. All
Yeah.
cartoons.
Okay. So basically, I want you to watch these really gritty Netflix shows and cartoons.
It's a nice balance between it.
And then you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at AtariAlex. If you don't feel like trying to spell out Brandon's Twitter name, you can just look on my profile and just scroll
You can
down.
find me. I think-
scroll
I
down
think
until you see me.
You and
typing
I interact the
something.
most on Twitter.
Yeah.
I think I definitely you out of all my Twitter friends, I interact with the most. Also, speaking of which, did you get my Black Panther thing I sent you?
I don't think so. Wait, was it a DM?
Yeah.
Did I? I don't know. Well, he's about to show me, so we're gonna find out.
Oh, it never sends.
Oh, what a shame. Well, he's about to show me. Oh, he's not about to show me right
You can
now.
go ahead and close out.
All right. Let me see. I plugged my Twitter. Oh, you. No. Okay. So Brandon is, I think, trying to Brandon's trying to put together some art for us to use for the podcast. If you watch the YouTube version, then you saw you saw my lovely face in my most famous meme that Brandon created of me. And yeah, so that's a placeholder for now. I'm probably gonna switch it up on the YouTube version for this week and use a meme of Brandon instead.
Oh no.
Yeah, I got a bunch of those to choose from, but yeah, I'm stalling to try and make this 2 hours. So let's talk about something else really quickly. What are you googling?
Oh, the thing I was gonna show you on Twitter.
Oh,
That's why I said. Well, no, I'm not gonna tell them.
wow, that's interesting.
I know. That's why I said like he pulled out the religion card. I don't know what it was, but it
Is
must
that
have been.
legit?
Yeah.
Huh.
It must have been something really evil if he needed like 2 different like religious things to fight it.
Huh. Hey, let's talk about Catholicism and Daredevil.
Okay, let's do it. Since we're Catholic and we love superheroes. You want to start off? You start off.
You go first.
Why me?
Because you've watched it more recently than I have.
Okay. So, in case it hasn't been noticed, we're actually pretty big Catholics. We're not just one of those like people who are like, oh yeah, I'm Catholic, but I do something else now. I say we're pretty devout to our faith. Would you say?
Yeah.
So,
Now, well, let me interject really quickly. We're not trying to convert you here. We're just telling you something that's important to
Yeah.
us. And yeah, we're going to bring it up in the podcast every once in a while, but that's not the main focus. of
now if you
this.
feel like inside of yourself this calling all of a sudden to look more into Catholicism, then
Catholicism?
shut up, I can't pronounce it. Then yes, by all means go into it. Anyways, Catholic themes in Daredevil. Do you remember Austin Cruz?
Yeah.
Do you remember what he said one time on our retreat? He said if you want, a lot of times like in movies
Oh,
and
yeah,
shows,
yeah.
he says like if they want to show a happy, joyous things, they'll show more like Baptist or Protestant church.
Mhm.
But if they want to do something serious,
Mhm.
they'll go to a Catholic church. And it's
Definitely true.
And it's actually true. Like I think in my film class we talked about that. And the Catholic motif in Daredevil is actually really, really good. They don't like throw it in your face and try to stuff it down, but it's actually really, really well done. Especially because if a little spoiler in Man of Steel, you know, there's a scene where he talks to the priest. Yeah.
Okay, I'll take your word for it. I haven't seen that
Well,
in
yeah,
a long time.
that kind of happens in Daredevil, and
That happens a lot
in what?
in Daredevil.
Yeah, that happens in Daredevil, because he goes to the priest for, I guess guidance, you could say.
Yeah.
Because he's really like torn between the choices and the actions that he does, and I really really like that because I don't know, it's just for me to see something like of faith being brought into something like Daredevil. I don't know, it just gave a really big perspective. And again, they don't try to shove any propaganda down your throat or anything like that. They just show the implications of what comes up. And a lot of times, Daredevil, he's questioning his faith, and then the priest, he gives these good answers in these stories that like really hit Daredevil. And one of the questions, I won't go into it, but one of the questions Daredevil asks the priest is, "Do you believe in the devil?" And if you ever watch the series and you get to that scene, it's probably one of my favorite scenes with the priest in that show.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. And I also like it because you know that's true to the original comics. You know, they could have easily, you know, stayed away from that topic because, like, oh, we don't want to turn people away from this.
Yeah, because like I know like the stigma is that if you bring religion into something, it
Yeah.
gets like kind of a turn off.
Yeah, but you know they went with it, and I think they pulled it off really well. So that's all we have to say about Daredevil. And
I mean, it comes up it actually comes up like a lot of times
Yeah.
in Marvel, like Nightcrawler.
oh yeah, yeah,
He's a really big Catholic.
yeah. Yeah, that episode of the original X-Men cartoon where Wolverine goes into the church at the end, it's like,
It touches you
hits you in the
right there.
feels, man.
You know what I was also surprised about, since we were going with like Catholic and superhero stuff, Age of Ultron.
Oh yeah.
I was
yeah.
really surprised by the amount of like Christianity in that movie, or just faith in general.
That was an interesting choice.
I liked it.
Yeah, pulled it off well. But anyway, we stalled long enough. We went over 2 hours. Go us! High five.
Bro 5.
So yeah, we'll just leave it there. So remember, email us, follow the two of us on Twitter and Instagram, and remember to subscribe to YouTube and iTunes feeds for the podcast. Sorry, I'm just what.
Nothing.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, so subscribe to us on YouTube, subscribe to our podcast on iTunes so you don't miss an episode, and we will come back next week for sure. I'm gonna make it happen, and we will see you all next time.
Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, just kidding. We'll see you next time. Bye.